We surrender our own assumptions and notions to make space for the ideas of another. In times of turmoil, listening is the only way forward. Thank you for listening to KBLA Talk 1580. Talk 1580. Talk 1580. Listen.
Ho! Ho! You are not ready. Unstoppable. The young over.
I'm a hustler, baby.
Ho!
I just want you to know.
Ho! Yes, she is.
It ain't what I did.
Ho!
But where I'm about to go.
Stop to the world.
I just wanna love you. But be who I am.
Know you love me.
When the all is cash.
Money, more problem.
Forget your man. Now give it to me.
Give me that funk, that sweet, that nasty, that gushy stuff.
But don't push your man.
Come on, give me that funk, that sweet, that nasty, that gushy stuff.
When you with me's in the system, ain't no telling when I fuck them, will I diss them. That's what they be yelling, I'm a pimp by blood, not relation. Y'all be chasing, I'll be play some, Drunk on Chris, money on E. Can't keep a little model hands off me. Both in the club, singing on key. And I wish I never met her. It gets better, ordered another round. It's about to go down. Got 6 model chicks, 6 bottles of Chris. 4 velvet ass guys everywhere. What do you say? Me, you, and your Chloe glasses. Go somewhere private where we can discuss fashion like Prada, Gucci, okay. Phil Martin, take that off. Danny on the show, KBLA, go get it. Take it off.
Sweet, that nasty, that
Take it
gushy stuff.
off. Target shoes.
Come on, give me that funk, that nasty, that gushy stuff.
Walmart sweater. Take that
On
off.
this level, huh? On that
You
level.
gotta bring it down, Jay-Z. You gotta bring it down. Bonnet. Walmart
H&M jeans.
Oh my God. Let's jump right into the Rob Report, Annie. Come on, man.
Queen of Royal back.
It's time for the Rob Report with Robin A.
Highlighting people and things you should know about.
From entrepreneurs and entertainers to money and meditation.
Robin's got you covered.
Get out of here.
Follow here. Listening to the Rob Report on the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580. Robin's got a lot to talk about.
Oh, yeah. Let's get into this report. We're going to start off with some entertainment news. My goodness. I know you have had to see the Grammy nominations have just come out.
I did.
Oh my goodness. But it's wild right now. I specifically want to talk about Nicki Minaj. Okay, people are letting her have it.
I saw the hashtag,
Yeah, hashtag. I hate to say it because it is what it is, but they're saying hashtag no Grammy for Granny. And obviously people are calling her a little old, but another side of people are saying, listen, it's not even about the fact that she's old. They're saying that she's not getting any Grammys because of her behavior. People don't like Nicki Minaj. What is up with the fact that people don't like Nicki Minaj? I know we were discussing it recently.
You know how I feel.
How do you feel?
I think that she is too old to be getting immersed within the bickering matches she does with other MCs, female MCs on social media the way that she does. She's too grown. And to have a husband has a past. People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, sweetie, and she does it anyway and then gets upset when someone brings it up.
Yeah, this part is actually true. I think most people who are on Black Twitter are agreeing with you because they just, I don't know, she seems like to be a problem right now. So I don't know if it's lay off of the music, Nicki Minaj, or just don't trip about the awards. Still be in it for the music, be in it for the passion of it, but just don't trip about the awards.
Why don't people just know that she didn't deserve a Grammy this year? Super Freaky Girl is a mediocre song.
Well, she had a lot of hits during the 2022 year.
Did she?
She did. I mean, she had some Billboard charting songs this year. But
Lotto is coming. We've been saying it forever.
Lotto is coming.
She's going to win that Best New Artist. Watch.
But also, I want to give a shout out to Beyonce because she just passed her husband Jay-Z for the most nominations, Grammy nominations. Why are you looking like that?
Because
you don't like you just got a problem with Beyonce.
No, I got a problem with that album.
Oh, her album.
It's okay.
Okay. You can't deny the fact that it is out here killing it in these streets, but it's because it's Beyonce. Perhaps.
Now you know what's coming, right?
What's that?
You see who else is nominated in that category, right?
What's that?
Adele is nominated in that category again. You know what's coming again, right?
She's
done
gonna
it to her twice before.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's true. But remember when Adele gave Beyonce her flowers right then and there, which I kind of appreciated. I think other people did too. And you're right. Adele is nominated. She's got, I don't know, how many does she have this year?
I thought she tied with Kendrick, I think.
Of course, Good Morning Gorgeous, which is awesome. Mary J. Blige, and you've got Doja Cat, you've got Kendrick Lamar, Lizzo. She's actually nominated for quite a few. Album of the Year, Adele as well. I mean, this is just going to be pretty interesting to see. Of course, Beyonce again with that Renaissance. Listen, here's what's funny. How many people wrote on that album, on her Renaissance album? That would mean that it's a celebration for so many people, including a person who I actually just interviewed. Her name is Jazzy. And Jazzy is an incredible writer, but she wrote Virgo's Mood on Beyonce's album. And it would be a huge celebration for her, just as it would be for so many other artists on, if Beyonce wins and other people.
I want her to get her flowers. I do want Beyonce to win. I'm just saying, this is a mediocre album. They give it to her now. It seems like they're just spoon feeding her at this point. Like, we're so sorry that we've done you wrong in the past. Here you go. An honorary Grammy because we've dropped the ball.
The Grammys all together. Summer Walker was another one who did not get any nominations as well. Wow. But it kind of makes you think. People who have been killing it in the game with their songs, it just makes you wonder what's going on with the Grammys and why are certain people getting snubbed. But congratulations to the people who have been nominated. I guess we're going to see what Grammy night looks like when it does air.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Yeah, of course.
People are questioning the legitimacy of the Grammys entirely, like you just said.
Yep.
Now, Nicki didn't get a Grammy, and they're saying because she went off on that tirade, remember, a few weeks ago, saying, they put me in the pop category, going crazy.
Yeah.
So they kicked her out entirely. Morgan Wallen, same thing. Dropped the N-word last year, remember? That sucker was #1 on Billboard for 10 straight weeks. No Grammy nomination.
Yeah.
Is it fair for them to say, if you cause a little controversy, we ain't trying to bring that up in there. We just saw Will Smith. We ain't trying to do nothing. Yeah,
it could be. I mean, no one has said that, but it could be. This is probably why people are discussing it on Black Twitter. They're just saying, listen, we don't reward that behavior, and so I'm not sure. It should be about the music, right? But it could be. I mean, maybe we're learning that it could be about the behavior of the artist as well.
That's troubling to me, I think, because I'm not for censorship at all. It seems like that's a form of censoring.
Yeah.
Right?
There are some people who are saying that there's just a lot of politics. Certain artists who come out and say there are a lot of politics within the organizations of music, and we know that to be true. And so I can't say anything. I can't speak facts because no one has uncovered any of this information that we we're all speculating, so no one's uncovered anything. So I'm not sure.
You probably gonna be there on the red carpet. You gotta watch what you say.
Listen, don't trip. I'm gonna bring those good interviews if I do hit the carpet
for the Grammys. Come on.
Yeah, we'll see. Unfortunately, oh my goodness, you heard that Blueface has been arrested for attempted murder. I could not believe the headlines when I saw that one, and that's really unfortunate. Unfortunately, it looks like they picked him up in Vegas for a felony attempted murder with the use of a firearm or tear gas. It's weird. There's a lot of the information is scarce right now, but it's just strange. I don't know anything about what's going on, but I know he appears in court tomorrow at 8 a.m. And his girl, Krishan, ride or die, she's going on online and she's talking about, I'm going to stick beside him. That's my man, and I'm going to stick beside him no matter what happens. But, if anything, maybe this is just a much-needed break that they can get from each other, a little less toxicity, and I guess maybe something to say about the fact that no matter who you are, no matter how much money you have, if you do something wrong, you need to be punished for it and held accountable.
True.
So I don't know the details.
Yeah, we don't know if he's guilty yet. I mean,
yeah.
But I will say this though. People might be
Blueface, okay.
I hosted his concert back in my hometown a few years ago. I'm telling you, he's one of the nicest celebrities I've come across. Down to earth, humble.
Yeah.
Can we get a pic together? He was just real cool.
Yeah.
To see what he's been doing over the last few months with Krishan all over Twitter has been heartbreaking. Now, people are on Twitter saying right now, karma has entered the chat.
Right.
This is what you do when you treat black women wrong. I go, look, none of us are in a position to say that we are better than that cat. I can only speak from personal experience. He's a good dude, so I hope things work out.
I agree with you. Similar. I've only met him one time, but he seemed to be real cool, chill, and even within his relationship with Krishan. Don't get me wrong. I am all the way not for any sort of domestic violence or violence. Period. I have a soft spot for anybody who's dealing with any domestic abuse or anything, and I don't know if it's domestic abuse or any sort of abuse that they're dealing with. I think that they get a little wild, they go out, they drink, and things become a little bit too much.
That's a good question. Is it an abusive relationship if it's...
Yeah, I mean, it can be. It still doesn't take away the fact that there's some abuse or there's some physical something going on there.
But if both of them love that energy, love that temperature of the relationship, is it abusive if both sign off on that?
That's a good question. I just consider it toxic, something that I wouldn't want no parts of. And as you get older, I guess you pretty much come to realize, like, listen, I just want peace in my life, you know, because at some point that will be over. So, you want to live a nice, peaceful life. Speaking of a nice, peaceful life, and someone who was doing very well was Nipsey Hussle, and who sadly passed away. But he has a documentary. There's a documentary on his life coming out, and so I'm excited about that because the marathon continues. So I'm excited to see what's behind it. And I know I've personally looked into YouTube and seen so many different clips of his life. Were so good about filming when they were kids and what it was like in the household and all that. And so just his journey of entrepreneurship, but also living in South Central LA and what the gang life was like and all of that. I'm just kind of excited to see if I'm sure there's going to be more within the documentary than I've even seen pulling up on YouTube, but that's coming out. I think it'll be sometime in 2023.
Is it an authorized documentary?
That we do not know. I hope so. I truly hope so. And I even hope that Lauren London is a part of this.
Right.
That would be great for her, or maybe a family member.
I think it would promote healing if she's involved with it, and it's legit. So I'm just hoping like some side project from some cat saying, I'm going to tell Nipsey's story because I knew him. We met twice.
Yeah.
I cannot stand when they do that.
Yeah. Well, they have a trailer out for it, and it looks pretty legit. I don't know, but it looks legit. But on a side note, I will say that it looks like Lauren London is truly, not that she doesn't still have some to come, that she's still dealing with it. But I think she's just in a really good space and really come to accept what's happened.
I think she and Vanessa Bryant and like when they lose the love of their lives, they did it right. They took a step back.
Yeah.
They're not all over social media making accusations and all of that going on different TV shows and stuff. They took a step back.
Absolutely.
I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah. Well, that was the entertainment portion, and when we come forward, we're going to talk about some business and news, some stuff that's going on right now in the world, and oh my goodness, we're just going to kind of break it down and see what your thoughts are regarding what's going on. President Trump just announced, he just made his announcement, and so many other things. You are still inside the Rob Report, and when we come forward, we'll get to the rest of this. It's KBLA Talk 1580. Stay right there.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles, like George and Weezy, Daddy Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
The Los Angeles Urban League helps African American and others in underserved communities achieve true social parity, economic self-reliance, and civil rights. For over 100 years, Los Angeles Urban League has ensured our communities have access to careers with living wages, grow businesses, and clear pathways to personal and professional growth. Programs like BizCamp, Construction Career Academy, Spa Business Ready, and B-Warp The Black Wealth Attainment and Retention Program are examples of the ongoing events designed to make our centennial mission to rebuild Black Wall Street right here in LA a reality. To sign up for our newsletter or to support the Los Angeles Urban League with your time, talents, and donations, visit laul.org. That's laul.org. The Los Angeles Urban League is a proud sponsor of Urban Family Focus Saturdays at 7 a.m. on KBLA Talk 1580.
Where can you light up the tree and the savings? Lowe's, actually. Find deals on endless festive holiday decor, like 20% off all pre-lit artificial trees and endless gifts found only at Lowe's, like the new Cobalt 257-piece mechanics tool set for $99, valued over $600 if purchased separately. Check back daily for deals during Black Friday month and start saving now at Lowe's. Home to any possibility. Offer valid through 11/16. While supplies last. Selection varies by location.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, reminding you when we fight, Central CSO organizes for the rights of the undocumented, quality public education, and supporting in solidarity other communities seeking social justice. Central CSO stands for Chicano X, self-determination, defending public education, and fighting for all oppressed people in Boyle Heights and East Los Angeles. Find Central CSO meetings every third Wednesday. Visit online at centralcso.wordpress.com or on Instagram at Central CS. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Geico presents Daily Affirmations. Repeat after me. We are filled with an abundance of joy.
We are filled with an abundance of joy.
Also an abundance of questions. Good thing Geico has 24/7 claim service to help answer questions and resolve claims quickly.
Good thing Geico has 24/7 claim service.
We are also filled with an abundance of biscuits.
We are also filled with, I don't think it works this way.
And jam. Don't forget jam.
To manifest more Geico in your life, go to geico.com.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
You check it. You read Vance Raw Report right now. Take it over, Queen. What we doing?
Oh, my goodness. Well, former President Donald Trump.
Your president.
That's your former president.
Never was mine.
Never was my former president. Donald Trump, he made that announcement that he is coming right back and running once again. It's unbelievable to me because this comes 4 days after him filing a lawsuit against all the members of the House Select Committee on January 6th and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi in an attempt to block the subpoena issued by the committee seeking documents and communication. They wanted him to sit down and answer to all of these different things regarding January 6th. And he said, listen, Donald Trump is the king of that, though. Like, he knows how to navigate his way. So he definitely filed the lawsuit. And here he is 4 days later standing before us with his pompous self.
You ain't got that kind of time to talk about what I want. I'll just say this in short. It's troubling that this man can still run for president.
Right.
It's troubling. He incited a riot on January 6th.
Yeah.
This man stole documents from the White House in his final week of the White House. This man has been hanging around with Vladimir Putin and talking about who knows what.
This is true.
This man has made excuses for some of the most white supremacist groups in this country for 6 to 7 years now. I could just go down a list on all the things that he's done. You mean to tell me that this man can now pull up and run for president once again? I don't know. My assumption is that he's trying to make sure that he doesn't get prosecuted for the crimes because they're coming.
Right. And if I'm not mistaken, he was supposed to, the subpoena was actually meant for yesterday, the 14th. If I'm not mistaken, I could be off on that. But, yeah, I think that was just a thing to delay the process even more. This is such a when the history books are written, and then for our grandkids who are going to read those history books, what do you think is going to be the primary thing that people will say about Trump as they're learning about him?
Traitor. I think January 6th solidified.
That's going to be his legacy, so to speak.
But the Democrats are cheering right now. I was on Twitter all day today watching all of these MAGA people, just, y'all ain't ready for the second go-round. It's like, no, he already failed on the second one. This is the third go-round, first of all.
Yeah.
But the Democrats were handed a gift today.
Yeah.
Trump cannot win. Now, Biden is not going to run, and DeSantis is not going to run. That's my prediction.
So you do not feel that DeSantis is going to run?
Why would he?
All right.
He's still young. Why jump in there? I don't think he can beat Trump.
Okay.
So why would you get in there and get beat up and lose to Trump at the same time? You'll be weaker once you run president in 2028.
Okay. Well, we'll see. I know someone who has a problem with something that's been going on. I guess when Donald Trump came out, Isaac Hayes Jr., the son, Isaac Hayes says, he wrote on Twitter, once again, the estate and family of Isaac Hayes did not approve the use of Hold On, I'm Coming by Sam and Dave by Donald Trump at his 2024 presidential announcement tonight. We are exploring multiple legal options to stop this unauthorized use. So, once again, I mean, it's just like a Trump thing to just kind of do whatever he pleases. I guess he came out using that music, and they did not approve of that.
I would not allow him to use mine as some walkout theme song either.
I know.
Doesn't Kid Rock have a song that he can use instead?
Why Kid Rock? Where did that come from?
Because he's a supporter of Donald Trump. What about Chachi? Didn't Chachi make a song on Happy Days?
I don't know. I do not know, but we'll see what happens with that. I guess we'll keep our ear to the streets and see what's going on in the future with Donald Trump and everything else regarding the January 6th whole debacle and everything like that, whether he's if he's actually gonna be subpoenaed or not, and all of that. Let's move forward and talk about my gosh, there was a headline that yesterday all of these different blogs had taken this headline that was being misconstrued and reported falsely that 15,000 people in Iran were going to be basically massacred over in Iran. I mean, it was a false reporting. Basically, the truth about it is that they've actually sentenced their first people. I know you know what's going on, all the protesters going on because of the 22-year-old girl Mahsa Amini, and she was wearing her hijab wrong, so they're doing this whole protest in Iran, and so many people have gone out there and protested, which is a great thing, but you have so many women out there walking around with no hijab, they're just being so anti-government out there, but so many people have it, and the 15,000 mark, or the 15,000 people are what they're saying who they were talking about were going to be sentenced to death are actually just arrested. Those people have been arrested, and we'll see. A lot of them will be let go. But we'll see what happens with that. But it's a scary thing. When I saw that headline, it just grabbed me. I just felt like, what can we do? I mean, I know we're over here in the U.S. This is not something that we have control over, but what can we do when there are countries that actually still do that?
I knew it wasn't true the minute I saw it.
You saw that, and you knew that it wasn't true.
They're not going to kill 15,000 people.
You don't think so? I mean, clearly that's...
I don't think so.
Well, I think it's beyond just for protesting. I think it's just how they're doing it. They're saying that basically that it says Iran handed down its first known death sentence linked to massive anti-government protests. Massive anti-government. So I mean, it is a protest. You don't think that that's cause enough for the death sentence?
No, the heat that will be placed on that country for performing that sort of barrage of a massacre of sorts. I mean, they wouldn't be able to recover from it. 15,000 people, that's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
So I said, this is not true. Now, it could be true with a smaller number. Who knows?
Sure.
As soon as I saw it, I said, I know that's not real. And then Instagram all of a sudden started putting up that, what do you call that? The disclaimer? What do you call that?
When yes, like the little, it is a disclaimer. It's a disclaimer, yeah.
And I said, well, we knew it wasn't, but here's what I also say, and I want to be respectful of people and their religions. There's a whole lot of anti-Muslim nonsense that was going all over Twitter today. And I said, I never question anyone's faith.
Yeah.
I never do. I'm not saying I agree with some of the things that they believe. I may not agree with how women are treated in certain religions, but you know what? I will never find myself talking down to someone because of their faith. And there was a lot of that on Twitter today.
Yeah.
That bothers me.
Yeah. I
to say.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right, because you don't want anybody telling you anything about Christianity, right?
No, they do. On this show, they do.
No, I mean, I know. I mean, I'm just saying you would, I guess, I don't know you in your life, but I mean, probably I run across more people saying go more Christianity than not, than against it, right? So at least there's not that, because you don't want anybody telling you anything about anti-Christianity or pushing, atheism off on you or, anything like that. So we don't want to question anybody else's faith.
Right. The tropes that were being circulated all throughout Twitter today were nauseating. And I just go, man, look, if we don't know what we're talking about, just stay silent. We always feel that we have to say something. And I understand when you see that women are being slaughtered over there and you believe it, you feel you got to say something. But I always say, take a step back. Wait a few days to see whether or not something is true. And don't start disrespecting an entire religion.
Yeah.
We're doing it right now.
Yeah.
Q, do not call this show right now. I don't want to talk about it today.
No.
We got to be careful. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely. It's unfortunate because, here we are coming up on the holiday season, which everybody loves, but I know for a fact there are a lot of people, including 10,000 people from Amazon who are about to be laid off. My God, they're about to be laid off. But this is in addition to Twitter. Twitter, they have been laying people off like so much ever since Elon Musk has taken over, as well as Facebook. They're also making a whole bunch of changes and all that stuff. 10,000 people, that is a record number for Amazon. That's a lot of people. So it's really unfortunate. I don't know what the plans are, when they I'm assuming Jeff Bezos, whomever else is in power over there, the executives will kind of, hook them up because of the holiday season and like give them a nice little severance package or
3 months, they're saying. I'm reading, I just think this is just the beginning,
You think that so many other people are going to
automation is taking over the world, right?
My goodness, I was reading about something like that today. I was reading about these robotic machines who are going to start your food, delivering your food. I talked about how there's I was driving down the street and I saw a robot legitimately rolling down the street by itself, and it stopped at an alley and looked both ways, and it kept going.
I bet it wasn't in the neighborhood.
It wasn't in the neighborhood.
That mug be on
Somebody wish.
That mug be bumping with rims.
With music like
No,
or that thing somebody would have taken it. Can you imagine just trying to take one of the robots and like taking it to your house and trying to make it now become your little robot?
That's gonna happen. They were doing it with the bird scooters. There's certain areas of Los Angeles that they won't deliver because people were taking those bird scooters.
What are the bird scooters?
The scooter, the bike.
Oh, the scooters.
Yeah.
Taking it for their own.
They were taking them and juicing them up.
Well, the reason why that's dumb is because you got to put your information in there. You got to put, I think, your debit or you got to do it. You got to link it somehow with your account for you to pay for it or something like that. So that's kind of dumb. I don't
know why they would do that. But as far as automation is concerned, we're already seeing it at Target.
Yeah.
We're already seeing it at McDonald's.
Yep.
I mean,
it's happening. A lot more restaurants are definitely taking heed, and they are investing in these big machines, and it is happening. So, sorry to those who are being laid off in all of these big companies, but I'm sure they'll be all right. News and traffic now. On the other side, we have question of the day, which is Danny's favorite part.
Let go.
He's still inside the Rob Report, but this is KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk about.
Nighttime is the right time for Danny Morrison on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Mike Island, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Former President Trump is making another run at the White House in 2024. He delivered the announcement from his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida. A judge is blocking a Trump-era border rule known as Title 42 that expelled migrants at the U.S. border. The policy was enacted under COVID, and it allowed authorities to limit border crossers from entering the U.S. due to public health concerns. The policy has been used to turn back over 2 million migrants since 2020. It's unclear if the Department of Homeland Security will appeal. The race to be the next mayor of Los Angeles is getting wider. Woman Karen Bass now leads developer Rick Caruso by more than 36,000 votes. The Tuesday afternoon vote update increases her lead by about 6,000 votes. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Island from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Don't let a traffic accident ruin your day. Call 1-800-INFO-FIX to find the nearest Fix Auto location. Their highly trained and certified technicians will have you back on the road in no time. You have a choice on who fixes your vehicle. Tell your insurance agent you want to go to Fix Auto.
Don't talk. Just listen. Listening is life-changing. Life-changing. As words become increasingly weaponized and politicized in our community and in our country, sometimes it's easier not to listen. But charitable listening is an act of generosity, a sign of respect. When we listen actively, we surrender our own assumptions and notions to make space for the ideas of another. In times of turmoil, listening is the only way forward. Thank you for listening to KBLA Talk 1580. Talk 1580. Talk 1580. Listen.
You're the victim of a car accident. Who goes to bat for you is crucial. We're MV Accident Attorneys, the personal injury pros. Hiring the right law firm could be the difference between a rewarding settlement and striking out. When it comes to getting the maximum compensation you deserve, our team hits it out of the park. Call the pros at MVP Accident Attorneys at 833-MVP-WINS for a free case review. Call 833-MVP-WINS.
Call on me, your MVP. I won't thank you.
KBLA Talk 1580 would like to thank all the businesses that tune into KBLA at work. We celebrate you, your calls to the station, and your overall support. To show our appreciation, we would like to treat your office to a lunch for 10, brought to you by K. Michelle's Kitchen Catering. Open the KBLA Talk 1580 app or log on to KBLA1580.com to be selected for our Office of the Week. We know you are just like our staff, putting in many smart, hard-working hours per week. We just want to say thank you, and we appreciate you. You and your staff deserve lunch on us. Enter your office to win lunch for 10 and be highlighted on KBLA Talk 1580 as our Office of the Week. Open the KBLA app or log on to KBLA 1580 to enter your office today to become the KBLA Talk 1580 Office of the Week. Sponsored by K. Michelle. Become the KBLA Talk 1580 Office of the Week. This has been a KBLA Talk 1580 community call to action.
Life is uncertain. It's okay to feel stressed, anxious, worried, or frustrated. It's normal. With CalHope's free and secure mental health resources, it's easy to get the help you and your loved ones need when you need it the most. Call our warm line at 833-317-4673 or live chat at calhope.org today.
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey. Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I'll second guest dinners with friends because they can be interrupted by diarrhea, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit creoninfo.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
Man, I slept.
New ZQuil Pure Z's Restorative Herbal Sleep is made for people who are tired of being tired.
I've never slept like this before. I've never woken up like this before.
A melatonin-free sleep aid made with a botanical blend that contains clinically studied and effective valerian root, hops, and passion flower, shown to help promote better restorative sleep. ZQuil Pure Z's Restorative Herbal Sleep. Sleep this good, feel this good. Available at retailers near you.
You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show exclusively on Talk 1580.
My time wasn't enough, I spent it all with you. My heart wasn't enough, giving to give money wasn't enough, giving you all of the house wasn't enough. But you living as a now, what? I wish I never told you you should. Me and you never had my seat. No, I better stop it there, 'cause I know you were the apple of my eye. It took a little time for me to see the girl I need you right here next to me. I let you walk away, but I'm not going all that way. No. I can't live without you, can't be without you. I'm begging you to stay. I still believe in you and me. I'm in love. Don't give our love away.
Hey, Danny Morrison Show, KBLA, hi, Talk 1580. Hi. Inside the Rob Report. Right now, Twitter is ablaze right now with this old Donald Trump now.
Oh, my goodness.
It's really just crazy.
Yeah, man.
I don't know.
Let's jump back into this Rob Report with a question of the day.
Let's go!
Oh, my goodness. Well, you may have seen, you may or may not have seen, I don't know. You remember the very, infamous man, Derek Jackson, who was a speaker, he was an entrepreneur, or is an entrepreneur, but he got caught cheating on his wife. Many people didn't even know he was married because he sort of presented as a single man and he was giving relationship advice and all that stuff. That's pretty much how he came to fame or how he became well known. Well, after he became, after he sort of got caught, so to speak, his wife appeared on social media with him and he was, it was this whole thing about, him trying to get back in her good graces and of course the very infamous video of the two of them sitting next to each other. She's holding his hand with the bonnet on and, they're just talking to the camera. Well, many people said that she should leave and they started dogging her out. They were questioning, the fact that they were questioning their relationship and the validity of their relationship. Well, she's got some words for some people who have come for.
Really?
Oh, she has social media with a message for people who are slandering them. So let's go ahead and listen to this clip.
I have not heard of this. This
okay,
is
great. So let's play this clip and let's see what you think about it on the other side.
Every person speaking against the names Danae Jackson and Derek Jackson in mockery, accusations, slanders, and lies, may the mercies of God be withdrawn from you. May your husbands and wives become widows. Let your children become fatherless. Let your seed become vagabonds on the earth. Let the words of your mouth and your words of your hand be returned back to you. Let it go down your throat and choke you slowly until your days become few on the earth. The word of God says, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. You've been warned. And if you want to know where that is at in the Bible, go to Psalm 109. Go to Psalm 35, go to Psalm 140, go to Psalm 141, and keep our names out of your mouth. in the name of Jesus. Have a blessed day.
She basically deaf on people in the name of I cannot believe, my mouth dropped when I first heard her say this. What is your initial reaction? I mean, you know the whole situation, you know the behind the scenes. So is she doing too much, or does she have a point? Because she's quoting scripture. She's saying, don't touch God's anointed. What are your thoughts? Is she doing too much or not?
I'm curious at him.
At him.
Do you see she's cracking? It's too much for her. And he created this nonsense around her. You could tell just from what I've seen about her and know about her. She's a beautiful person. She didn't know any of this was going on behind the scenes. This clown, this narcissist is what he is, has dragged her through the gutter, and all she's trying to do is be a good wife to her husband. This clown is in his car giving all this advice. You got to be consistent if you're going to be giving relationship advice on social media.
Not to mention, he was sitting in front of the woman's house who he was seeing. He was sitting in front of her house while in the car giving relationship advice.
It's just insanity to me. And now here she has to go and defend her marriage when he's not even defending their marriage. It infuriates me. Derek Jackson is just not a good cat. Listen, that's all I'm saying. And I'll make it personal.
Please do. Story time with Danny? Okay.
Kind of a sad story.
Oh, okay.
You guys have heard me talk about insurance on this show. You guys have heard me talk about, GoFundMes and car washes. There's a couple family members that's like, we should do one for your sister. And I go, would that be consistent? I don't know.
Consistent with?
I've been preaching against that kind of activity for years. I'm saying if you're going to be preaching something, you have to practice what you preach.
Got it.
So Derek Jackson has been trying to tell all these women are still in his threads, by the way, listening to every word that he says on social media, right? And I'm just watching him going, y'all know this cat just disproved everything he's been talking about over the last 5 years, right? Why y'all still listening to this dude? If you're going to be a so-called relationship guru, go do some guruing, but be consistent.
My goodness. Well, I'd have to agree with you. First and foremost, when he took a pretty big break from social media once all of this had come out, just to deal with whatever was going on in his relationship, he took a break, but he came right back. And once he came back, he started again, and it was unbelievable because I started seeing all the likes and all the shares, and people picked right back up, and it's like we have a short memory, and we just but that also makes the point of whatever happens in social media that you think is such a big deal, people are going to forget about it. Just give it a week or two, just stay low, and people are going to get over it. The same thing that happened with Will Smith. It's like, it was such a huge deal, but I was like, it's going to die down like everything else does. Not that you won't remember it, you will, bring that to recall it, back to memory, but it'll die down. So Derek Jackson, he's back.
I think I know what he's thinking. I think he's wrong, but I think I know. There is a void left from Kevin Samuels being gone. Let's be honest here. He controls the zeitgeist in this entire conversation on black relationships. Now that Kevin Samuels is gone, now who's going to pick over the throne? But it ain't. It ain't. Go away.
Well, the people, unfortunately, the women, I guess because, I never considered him to be an attractive guy. Like, he's just, I never.
I'll give him that. I think it's a good looking guy.
I don't think so. I think he's well kept. I think he took care of himself, so you can tell he's a fit guy and all that stuff, but attraction, it just wasn't me.
Okay.
But I think that's his thing. He feels like, they like me. He's going to be in front of their faces, and he's, being proven right. These girls, or women rather, are still looking to him for advice, no matter what he got caught up doing. It doesn't matter, maybe according to them, and they are still liking his stuff, buying his stuff, retweeting his stuff, all of his advice, and so that's going to keep him there. He's not going to go away because he has an audience for it.
You got to unpack that for me. Why are women still following this kid?
Probably because at some point, if you are a good spokesperson for the right information, it doesn't matter. We can look past, your things that your flaws and things that you've got going on. We can look past all of that, your indiscretions, if what you're saying is right and you're the right picture, you're the right image, and you're saying the right stuff. Because what he was saying, exactly. What he's saying is good stuff. We like what you're saying, but people are just like, we'll forget about the past and just keep talking that good talk because you're right about it.
But he's a relationship guru, preaching about being good to your man and good to your woman, having a successful relationship, while proving that he was cheating on his wife the entire time.
Yeah.
And people still listening to him.
Yeah, it boggles my mind. I don't get it, but I think also when you're in a position like some women and some men, but when you're in a position where you feel like you are trying every direction to land a relationship or get yourself into a successful relationship is working, when someone tells you something good, you're just like, I don't care what or who or what you've done, the information sounds good.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, you can shoot the messenger, but don't shoot the message.
And that's the point I was about to make. Thank you for saying that. Some people say Steve Harvey is the perfect person to talk about relationships and failed marriages.
Because of how many times he's failed.
Is that fair?
Yeah, I guess it is fair. Technically, I guess that is fair. So, I mean, definitely I feel the same way about this guy, but his wife, I am not feeling when she came off. So, I mean, clearly I think she's feeling like, listen, we're gonna make amends, my husband and I, and it's been a while. It's been, I think, maybe even a year since all of this had happened. So you would think that they're handling their stuff behind the scenes, but maybe still catching some heat on social media, clearly, because she came for their necks.
Stop doing that in Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name.
Ken Burrell did the same. Stop spewing venom in Jesus' name. That's not the way it goes down.
Well, I'm curious if you feel like, for the question of the day, if you feel like she was doing too much, or if you feel like she was, right in what she was saying and laying out some scriptures and all that too. So if you want, feel free to call us on our show right here, 1-800-920-1580, or you can use the Open Mic app. Definitely, we are taking a listen to those as well. But when we come forward on the other side, we've got our little motivational part, and this one is really, this one is a little bit more sad. We're going to talk about Offset, who is finally addressing the passing of his really, really close friend and relative, Takeoff, and that's on the other side. It's KBLA Talk 1580. Stay right there.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles, like George and Weezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
Holiday season. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News. Some things to look forward to this holiday season. Whitney fans, Whitney Houston's estate to release fragrance in her honor, reportedly marking one of the first official endorsement deals for the late singer. Available through the Home Shopping Network, Scent Beauty, and even Walmart by mid-November. And fans are also thrilled to see the Best Man franchise back on screen. This time as a limited series debuting in December on Peacock. I just love the holidays. What are you most excited about this season? Tweet us to let us know at KBLA 1580, #KBlackMinuteHoliday.
Did you know fixing outdoor leaks can save 27 to 90 gallons of water per day? Even tiny leaks can be huge water wasters. Conserving water starts with a few simple water-saving actions at home and in your yard, like adjusting your sprinklers and adding drip irrigation so you water only where it's needed. We can all do our part to conserve water. Visit SaveOurWater.com for more water-saving tips. Save water, save California.
You know that big burger, right? 85% water. I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, pass me the intercom thing.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Don't pay for water, pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods.
Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, reminding you when we fight, we win. Asian Americans Advancing Justice is the nation's largest legal and civil rights organization for Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders. Founded in 1983 as the Asian Pacific American Legal Center, Advancing Justice LA serves more than 15,000 individuals and organizations every year. Their mission is to advocate for civil rights, provide legal services and education, and build coalitions to positively influence and impact Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders, and to create a more equitable and harmonious society. To volunteer, make a donation, or seek assistance, visit advancingjustice-la.org. That's advancingjustice.org. Or call 888-349-9695. 888-349-9695. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
For generations, our families have worked hard to accomplish the dream of owning a home. Not just to have a roof over their heads, but roofs beneath their feet. A place to gather and reconnect with loved ones. A home to pass down through the generations. It's your turn now. And Rocket Mortgage is here to help open the doors to home ownership. Rocket is an expert when it comes to buying a home, and we have the tools to help you get there. In this competitive market, a verified approval can give you an edge with sellers. You'll stand out because your finances have been approved, so they'll know you're a serious buyer. So, when it's time to buy that house and make it your dream home, Rocket can. Let us help you get started. Call 888-900-0409 today or visit rocketmortgage.com.
A verified approval is based on an underwriter's analysis of your individual financial information appraisal and title report. Call for cost information and conditions. Equalizing lender license in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org number 33.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm gonna pull these braids out my head right now.
Don't do that. Don't do that. We got a message from Stacy who also, before we get into this last segment here with Offset and Takeoff, she addressed the video that we just listened to with Mrs. Jackson. Stacy says, I know y'all are shocked, but I too still listen because of what Andy just said. It's the message, not about him. We can go to many pulpits and find the same. Mrs. Jackson shouldn't be cursing everyone with the word. She's the victim, and his narcissistic ways are affecting her. Yeah, y'all can read this aloud. Thank you very much, Stacy, for your input. I agree with that. I agree.
It was an emotional response. She shouldn't be using the Lord's name in vain, like my mama used to say all the time. I totally understand that, but she spent more time talking about the wife than she did about Derek Jackson in that message. Why are you still watching and listening to a man that does not practice what he preaches? Why? And don't compare him to the clergy. He ain't no pastor.
I think I hear your take. I just think that she's saying we pass the messenger, or we can just listen to the message, because we do that with pastors. We know a lot of pastors who probably aren't living right, or who have done some things in their past that we shouldn't necessarily get past, but we can listen to him because the word is still hits home. We still agree with the word, and he's delivering, what we need. So I think that's the point there.
Okay, ladies. Go on, keep listening to the minstrel show.
I'm with you. I don't think anybody should continue to listen to him, but that is just me and my own opinion. Unfortunately, people are still mourning the loss of the Migos member Takeoff. And finally, we get to hear from Offset, who is also a relative and definitely a member of Migos as well. And if you remember, they had all gone through some turmoil before he passed away. Actually, several months ago, it seems like they had broken up as a group. And so we didn't know what was going on behind the scenes, but he finally pens a message to Takeoff, and this is what he says. Dear Take, left me with is unbearable. My heart is shattered and I have so many things to say, but I can't find the words. I've been going to sleep and waking up hoping that this is a dream, but it's a reality, and reality feels like a nightmare. Every time you would see me, you didn't give me a dap, you gave me a hug. I wish I could hug you one last time, laugh one last time, smoke one last time, perform one last time. I know someone with a soul like yours is in heaven right now. I know you can see how much we love you and miss you. You have left a hole in my heart, and that will never be filled. Give me strength. Give your brother strength. Give your family strength. Even though I know you will always be with us, throw me a little sign or a beautiful dream. I love you forever, for life, and after. And that was Offset's message to Takeoff, which was so beautiful. And the reason that immediately hit home with me was, I had probably now 3 or so really vivid dreams of my brother since his passing. And there's nothing more comforting than to get a sign, some sort of sign that you. Sometimes I'll talk to him aloud, and something like right then and there will happen that that is a direct sign that he's right there with me. So, including the dreams, including real life things that happen, and so I definitely feel him on this. But I will say this in regards to this entire situation that has happened. I think it's just, especially with all the killings that we're seeing, the murders that we're seeing. And just accidents that happen, people who are losing their lives. It doesn't matter how it happens. People are losing their loved ones. And so I think it's just so important, especially when looking at this situation, if there was any turmoil, to clear things up with people, because you never know when it is their last day or yours. And the other thing is, you want to tell people that you love them and how much they mean to you, not for them, but for you. Because the truth is, Takeoff has gone on to glory, right? And now you are still left here saying, I hope he knew how much I loved him. I wish I could tell him one last time how much I loved him. And it's like, I don't know what their last conversation was, so this is not a knock against him, but it's just to say, listen, if you have the opportunity, every single time you see someone that you love, even if it's on the up and up, tell them that you love them. Tell them, how much they mean to you. I try to make it a point to really go out of my way and just tell people, how much they've affected me or how much I love them, how much they're a good person or whatever it is, because you just never know, right? And so that's the word of the day. The motivational word of the day is really, truly just, fix things. It's really never that serious. There's always someone who's going through something deeper than you are. The problem could always be worse, and so, try to take that and resolve all the issues and tell people that you love them, really before it's just too late.
I can't even add to that. It's so perfectly stated. Only thing I'll say is, there's somebody listening right now that's got a broken relationship that has been broken for a while, and I bet you don't even remember why you aren't talking to me.
Absolutely.
And you go, wow, what are we beefing for again?
Yeah.
And I've been to so many funerals over the last 2 years. The same thing over and over. God, if they were here today, I don't know how many times I've heard that at black funerals. If they were here today, I would tell them exactly how I felt. If I got the chance ever again.
Yeah.
You got the chance right now.
You got the chance right now. You need to give people their flowers right now, even if there's no beef. You want to tell people, give them their flowers. I think that's very important to do. So, while we're at it, Danny, it's a pleasure always sitting here with you. I love doing the show with you. I'm giving you your flowers. I appreciate it.
About you. It's an honor and a privilege to be here.
I appreciate that, and thank you for joining me on this new revamped Raw Report. That's the Raw Report for the day. So we're going to keep this going on a nightly basis, and I think that was pretty fun.
That was your Raw Report. It was fire. We got more fire on the other side. Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk about. Stay there.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Mike Island, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Former President Trump is making another run at the White House in 2024. He delivered the announcement from his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida. A judge is blocking a Trump-era border rule known as Title 42 that expelled migrants at the U.S. border. The policy was enacted under COVID, and it allowed authorities from entering the U.S. due to public health concerns.